Join me today. It's a new week in Toronto. Still winter, as you can see, and yeah, I just want to talk about some fallout with regards to Carney's trip to China. I want to discuss what's going on in the United States with regards to predominantly Minnesota, Minneapolis area, and I want to discuss what's going on with regards to all this Greenland annexation talk. But first I want to start off with what's happening in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, for people that don't know, Minnesota is a blue state, which means it's Democrat run. They deem themselves a sanctuary state, Minneapolis being a sanctuary city. So that means that they are open or welcome open-handedly or with open arms people that come from all over the world, and it doesn't matter if you're a citizen of the United States or not. They treat you as an equal. Now that's open to discussion, whether it's a right thing to do or a wrong thing to do. I personally believe it's a wrong thing to do, to allow people into the country that have really no ambition to become a citizen of that country, and when they come here, a lot of them don't bring any sort of skill set that could benefit the country, and they don't want to assimilate and try to fit in to Western cultures. So that's what Minneapolis is in a nutshell. You know, there's lots of states, New York State, New York City, Chicago's another one. Houston in Texas is another one. I don't know if it's a sanctuary city in Houston, but it's a very blue city. You get the gist of it. And pretty much all of Canada, with the exclusion of with the exclusion of Alberta to a great percentage, and Saskatchewan to a great percentage, is all Liberal, which is the equivalent, for the few viewers I get in the States, to Democrats. So over the weekend, actually yesterday, Sunday, there was a church in Minneapolis that was, for lack of a better expression, it was invaded by anti-ICE protesters. So these people that went in to the church, I don't know how many there were, but they were aggressive, and more or less they stopped the church ceremonies. And I'm starting to notice that a lot of the anti-ICE protesters now are becoming increasingly more, well, it's becoming more noticeable to me that they are getting larger adult white males are being put to the forefront. Now, I guess that's an intimidation factor. I'm specifically talking about one individual that went into the church, and he's about 6'2", over 200 pounds, got a beard, I'd say mid-30s, and he was aggressive. He's a paid agent provocateur. They do have those people that have physical capabilities on the payroll. So a bunch of them went in. There was children in the church, Christian church, and they were just going about their Sunday Mass. And it was showing that some of the kids started crying because it's intimidating, it's scary. Now, also in attendance in the church was Don Lemon, a former CNN anchor. I was about to say a former CIA operative, but he quite possibly still could be a current CIA operator. I don't know. So he goes in there and he corners the pastor and more or less starts, you know, asking him a bunch of questions. And the pastor tried to answer the questions the best he could. But, you know, there's a bunch of chaos going around within his congregation, and there's people in there that aren't there to do any good. So he had to cut the conversation short. Now, my understanding of what's going on there, it's illegal to do that. It's illegal to go in to someone's place of worship and to disrupt their worship time. And Don Lemon, being you know, a very public figure, you know, he's not going to be too hard to single out and find. Now, apparently, the Justice Department, the DOJ, has said they are investigating him for federal crimes. Now, okay, What would prompt a group of angry anti-ICE protesters to go into the church? They are saying that the pastor is a field supervisor or a field manager of ICE in that area. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I did see the pastor, young looking guy. He looks kind of Hispanic. I don't know. And it doesn't matter anyways. Even if he was, it's intimidation, and you're disrupting someone's place of worship. I know in Canada we have laws on the books for that, and apparently they have laws on the books for that in the United States as well. So we've been hearing since Trump. I'm going to get a little bit on Trump here. We've been hearing since the beginning of Trump's 47th presidency that he is going to bring the law down on people that are breaking the law. Like, we hear a lot of, for the last year, it's been over a year now, we've heard a lot of talk with regards to how Trump is going to hold people accountable that break the law. And I don't see a whole lot of that going on. Hardly any of that, okay? And I'm getting frustrated. A lot of people are frustrated. You talk, or you look at anyone's videos on YouTube or other social media, they mimic what I'm saying, and to a much more aggressive level. Some days I'm aggressive, some days I'm not. But what I will tell you is, I'm losing a lot of respect for Trump. Okay, does he have this, this huge 4D chess plan for protecting the United States against the evil aspects of the world that are trying to collapse the United States? I'd have to say that he is. But in doing so, he's kind of, he's letting the people within the United States at the state level run the shows. And that's the way it's supposed to be. But you have people that are going into churches. You have people that are standing out in the streets with AR-style long guns, saying that they will defend their neighborhood against ICE. These are just regular citizens. Now, Minnesota is a concealed carry state, so which means if you have a permit, and well, to get a permit, you got to, you got to qualify for a permit. You can't be a convicted felon, and whatever other laws that you have to abide to be able to walk around in a city with an AR-style rifle, or whatever rifle you want, shotgun, rifle. I guess it's the same with a handgun. You could conceal carry a handgun. Where a constitutional state, you can conceal carry anything, my understanding, without a permit. So, but this is a concealed carry state. So you have people that are going out and walking in the neighborhood with visible long guns. So it'd be a guy like me, and there's pictures of a guy look like me with a long beard, and he's on interview saying that he's there to protect ICE. You have people in Philadelphia identifying as the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party. They're still a thing. Anyhow. So there was a guy on video there saying the same thing. AR-style rifle, optics on it, saying that he is going to defend his homies and his neighborhood against federal agents. He is, I don't know, remember his exact quote, but more or less he said he's going to shoot federal agents with his AR-style rifle. Okay, so a lot of people are saying, when is Trump going to enact the Insurrection Act and send in federal troops? Apparently he has 1,500 federal troops on standby. So when's he going to send them in? There's people getting beat up in the streets. There's that one white idiot that he was in the J6. He was at J6 in Washington. He got arrested, did some time. I don't know who the guy's name is. He's an idiot. He goes into a hot area wearing a plate carrier, desert tan plate carrier, and he thinks he's going to go in there with his camera and just start videotaping these lunatics. Okay, they're anarchists, they're insurrectionists. They don't really care about that lesbian that got her face blown off. They don't really care about that. They want to usher in anarchy. They want to usher in a new form of communism. They don't care really about the people that are getting killed. They are mentally unstable people. So now, for example, growing up in this neighborhood, these were pretty rough buildings back in the day in Toronto. People knew that, if you came in here and you weren't from this neighborhood, you could get yourself into trouble. I've been from this neighborhood, so we used to come up here a lot, and we used to hang around in these buildings. But people in this neighborhood don't know me as much anymore. So if I go in here, a white guy with a camera, and I'm on the side of federal agents that are there to deport a majority of the people that live in these buildings, what do you think is going to happen to me? I'm going to get hit in the head with sticks. I'm going to get possibly an edge weapon attack. I'm going to get a hunk of ice in, like a real hunk of ice in my head, and I'm going to get swarmed. I'm going to get jumped by a crowd that is deranged. So I know better than to go do that. Okay. Now, if you are, standing up against the ICE agents, and which they are attacking ICE agents as well, that shows the level of lunacy to attack an armed ICE agent. So someone like myself, it's no problem to attack. Am I gonna beat up 20, 30 people, or expect not to get beat up by them? It ain't gonna happen on either end. Okay. You could send Sean Strickland in there, UFC lunatic, and he'd have a tough time with 20 or 30 of them throwing rocks and bottles and shit at him. So it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to lose that battle. So my advice to those idiots, don't do that. My advice to Donald Trump is to enact the Insurrection Act. The Democrats want a civil war. They wanted a civil war. They wanted instability in that country in the event that you regain power. They did everything they could to ensure that you wouldn't become president again, Mr. Trump. But that failed, and you became president again. So in the meantime, what they did, they had Barack Obama running Sleepy Joe Auto Pen, and they allowed 15, 20 million, who knows, 30 million people in to the country in the event that you became president again, to disrupt your presidency internally. Now, it would appear that Trump doesn't have a whole lot of time to take care of his internal problems. There's been almost zero arrests in the year from Pam Bondi's office. Now, Trump is going on a worldwide crusade to get Greenland, to implement tariffs to the countries that want to support Greenland. He has a lot on his plate internationally, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know what the plan is. I really don't know what the plan is. But the way I look at it, and the way a lot of people are looking at it, I know I'm a Canadian guy. Like, what skin do I have in the game down there? Well, I do, and we all do up in Canada, and I'll get to that in a second. Get on with it. If there's going to be a civil war down there, be a civil war down there, because we're not fixing this. Okay, we are not going to fix this problem with through dialogue. It's past that. These people can't be reasoned with. They're lunatics. So send in your 1,500 federal troops. If they clash with the National Guard, they clash with the National Guard. That's what these guys sign up for. Okay, they sign up to use their weapons, not on their own people. But a lot of these people, they're not even American citizens. Okay, they're not. Now, a lot are, but they're going against federal agents. So anyhow, Trump, get on with that. Now, Carney is flip-flopping with regards to his NATO commitments with regards to Greenland. He initially said that he was going to send Canadian troops to bolster the Greenland defenses as part of his NATO commitments. Then he retracted that, but now he's back on that again. Carney is saying that he will allot Canadian troops with the other NATO countries to go into Greenland in the event that the US come in with military force. Okay, so just lends more credence to the fact that Mark Carney is completely done, it would appear, with the United States. Like I said, is it smoke and mirrors? Your guess is as good as mine. But it would appear, by all accounts, that people in the United States are buying into the hatred that Mark Carney has for them. You got a lot of people on social media down there, including Steve Bannon. He was once a close ally with Trump. I don't know what his relationship is now, but he's more or less gone on and said that that Canada is an enemy of the United States. And it would appear, from someone where I'm sitting, it would appear that that is the case, that Canada is working against the United States. Okay, so the trip to China was to get China's backing to go after Trump. But I'm going to tell you something about China. They're a lot smarter than we might let on. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people in China that are a lot smarter than that sellout lizard, fork-tongued lizard Mark Carney. I wouldn't be surprised if they are publicly backing Carney, but privately going to turn their back on him. That would not surprise me. That would not surprise me if there was a backdoor deal between Trump and President Xi. That would not surprise me. That just throws another conspiracy theory into the mix. I understand that. But there's that possibility. What do I know? Just an idiot walking down the street. -7, -8 today. So I'm just throwing theories out there. It's not beyond the realm of possibility that this is just all one big circle jerk to make Canada and the United States as one country. Possible that route, or it's possible that China will be put in their place with regards to staying out of North American affairs. I don't know. I'm flip-flopping. How you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Cold, eh? What, you digging out the basement?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how far are you going down? 18 inches? 2.5. You doing the knee wall all the way around? Oh, yeah? Yeah, I'll shut off my camera. Just gonna take a look at these guys doing the construction over here. I'm just doing a video. Little niceness goes a long way. I just got the whole lowdown on the project. Nice job they're doing in there. Lowering it down for a music studio. But anyhow, yeah, so we'll see where Canada stands further after Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be the day, I believe it's January 21st is the day that Trump's speaking in Davos. He's got prime time. It's like that 1962 Ferrari GTO that was sold at the Mecum auction. It went out in prime time. I believe $38.5 million for the Bianco Speciale 1962 Ferrari, one of the prettiest cars ever made. Michael Lee, David Lee, a renowned Ferrari collector, purchased it. So you'll be seeing it on Jay Leno's garage pretty soon. But anyhow, prime time Trump Wednesday. We'll see what he says about Canada and the rest of the world. And oh yeah, so the 49,000 cars that Carney committed to allowing, Chinese EVs committed to allowing into the country per year, which will go up to 70,000 after 5 years. I wasn't sure if they were putting manufacturing facilities on Canadian soil or not. Well, they're not. So they're just importing these Chinese spy vehicles. Now Dougie Ford's all up in arms because he wasn't consulted about this, and it's going to take away more auto sector jobs in Ontario. Now, the crocodile tears for old Dougie Ford, they're long gone. He's a liberal. So I don't, no one can believe a word that guy says. He doesn't care about the auto sector in Ontario. He could give two shits about that. So, whatever Ford says against Carney is all bullshit. It's all scripted. Anyhow, that's what I got to say today. You got anything to add to the video, put it in the comment section. And I'm pretty good at getting back to people, as you well know. Thanks for watching. Bye.